Chapter 73. Let's get ready to rumble. Alright, enough. I've already hallucinated Grim Reapers and shit, as if hallucinating the moon yelling back at me is going to be any bit worse. I'm already there, at that place, over the deep end. Thought Michael's starting to take consideration to his own mental health and my own mental health and well-being. I think we're also past that too. I think there's nothing well with me anymore, and will be ever again. If I survive all this, and when I get thrown into the nut house, maybe I could start having some fun. Some real fun then, now that I'm able to have dreams while awake. I could then create my own fantasy world to myself, within myself, and live in it instead of this aborted one I'm now in. Oh, that would be fun. It'll just be me, and I can make myself out to be some sexy cyborg babe with a fedora hat named 888, and it'll take place 1,000,000 years from now, where I'll be wandering the cyborg wastes looking for whatever the fuck hot cyborg babes in a wasteland setting in the distant future be looking for to find completion. I'd imagine a mate, even though I ain't built to mate anymore, so it's like a tragic story about being a cybernetic woman, physically and emotionally incapable of doing the act anymore, since I ain't got no more female parts left anymore, since I'm mostly a machine now, but just left with the memory of what it means to be a woman. And that'll all mean I'll have weird idiosyncrasies and habits like putting on makeup when there's no need to do so anymore, or hoarding stupid cheesy romance novels from the 20th century. You know, like the ones that have a cover of some white woman getting all swooned and silly over the forbidden love of getting with some primitive hunky savage or slave, like American Indians from the Wild West, or Nubians from the heart of the Dark Continent, or fuck it, from some future world where cyberpunk cat people exist. That's right, so growl, hiss, and laser beams to you. Whatever the setting, no matter the time or place, or even if real or not, it's all romantic and adventurous like that. That has a bunch of hunky not white men standing around half naked all grunting at each other and competing with one another just for that one silly white female. Just for that dumb bitch. And they'll all be dark skinned and ripped and angry looking as fuck, and wait, why am I going into such detail with this shit? Also, if it's 1,000,000 years in the future, how would any 20th century cheap paperback novel serve? Ow! Cut it out, Michael. Stop going all into it deep. Oh, and I'll have an owl with me, fuck white. I'll have a pet owl with me go along in my journeys as that 888 assassin cyborg female. The owl's all genetically engineered to have the intelligence and speech of us so as to keep me company. And I'll call him Mr. Eisenhower. Yeah. Not Mr. Reagan, Michael? No, fuck Reagan. Mr. Eisenhower. And I'll be a grumpy old owl and frowny, and I'll love him to death and hooty-hoo and... And then all of a sudden, while Michael was in his own little world there once again, in the worst opportune time, mind you, hey, kid, what the... Some kid then popped up, some punk 12-year-old looking kid with that short front, long back, mule-headed hair, some shredded denim from his vest to his jeans, with a red bandana smoking a cigar that then snatched Michael's AK while Michael wasn't paying attention, and now it looked like he wanted to play cops and robbers with Michael, except he looked too old to be doing such, playing make-believe as Michael was, so to say. Hey, kid, what the hell are you doing? That shit's dangerous, cried out Michael. But then something caught Michael peculiar about this kid, realizing he was recognizing him from someplace. Hey, give that back. Hey, my name's not Hey. What? What's not my name either? And seeing how the sass was strong with this one, why, you little, I ain't little, I'm big, I'm grand, and I'm supreme. Oh, what, you think you, and you can call me Sinus Supremus, huh? And you shall be called Zero Charisma now. Ha! What the? Michael was now old. What the fuck? Zero Charisma, ridiculed the kid again. Zero Charisma, Sinus Supremus, Zero Charisma? What are you mumble? Yeah, that's my name, don't wear it out, finished out Billy the Kid then. And then started stroking his chin with his right hand and had a look on his face like he was checking himself out in an invisible mirror. All bitching and bopping and shit, Journey facing something fierce. Oh yes, the sass truly was strong with this little man here. Give me that gun back, kid. Give me rat-tat-tat-tat goes my strap. What you think of that-tat-tat-tat? Went the little punk kid as he now started bouncing around while pretending to fire off the AK in display. Okay, enough with the wisecracks. Just watch it, bitch. I got an itchy twitch. I'll wash your mouth with soap and ladder. Lashed out Michael, getting all mammy on the boy's ass. The kid then started dancing and prancing around with the Russian, then flipped Michael the birdie, then ditched. What the? Thought Michael, totally stupefied by what he had just experienced. As he watched the kid book it towards an alley, and now Michael felt like he had to stop him before he hurt someone, or himself. Of all the lousy luck, shit, get back here! Michael then took off on the chopper after the kid and into that alley. Hey kid, this ain't no playtime. He had caught up to the kid as the kid had the AK strapped to his back while trying to jump over a 14-foot fence. Michael got off the chopper and rushed to jump the fence himself, but then the kid that was now on top of the fence held the gun up and discharged. Rat-tat-tat went the gun, and that startled Michael some as the kid then started making ugly faces at him, all gnarly, and then laughed, while pointing, while readying himself to jump down to make his escape. Stop, kid. You're making a big mistake. No, you're making a big mistake, cried out the kid, all very back in your face about it. Michael was now all shrugs and question marks. Kid, seriously, you are, interrupted the kid again, and then pointed with his eyes and index finger over at what he was referring to. Michael then turned around and, shit. And what, pray tell, was the kid referring to, you might be wondering? Well, a whole horde load of mean-looking cockskulls joined with monkey fuckers, all standing and staring straight at Michael. They had bats, they had knives, and they had the look of the age of rage about them that was now centered on Michael, ready to make him part of its scene, finally. Bogus, thought Michael, for this was all too much for him to take on, a one-man army or not. Hey, buffoon, what you think this is, a cartoon with your barrel all twisted around and aimed back at the back of your crown? What the fuck's that supposed to mean? Demanded Mike, even though he knew exactly what. Billy the kid then smiled, rubbing it in with lots and lots of style and sass as Michael prepared himself to deal with this new threat. Hey, he's the one. Madboy fucker, get him. It was that one monkey fucker Michael had tried to make target practice out of, now standing with the rest of his slime bag friends, ready to take revenge. Shit, thought Michael as he tried to count them all very quickly at a glance. There had to be over a couple hundred of them. You, I know you, mad fucking man. And that there, if there was to be a leader amongst the cockskulls, it would be he. Mad fucking man, huh? He had a silver mohawk, and Michael remembered him from the group's numbskull days. He was the oldest kicking cockskull of the bunch, so he had to have been some sort of leader amongst them. These bunch of degenerates are like rodents, with very short life expectancy, so seeing one as old as him there is rare. He used to call himself Skid Slitter back then, I think it was, and I'm guessing that's what he calls himself now. Some punk name like that. Actually, I remember when he was named Frederick James Kowalski from elementary school. When we were kids in the 60s, and he was a total teacher's pet back then, a real bookworm nerd. Wow, how much street poison has he put himself through his system to turn into this? Mr. Toxic Avenger there. Yeah, went skitty for whatever reason. And it sounded weird and metallic since Skid there had a bunch of safety pin piercings vibrating when he made that sound that were all linked together, going from his ear to his nose to his tongue to his left eyelid, looking like some metallic centipede crawling in and out of a bunch of his orifices on his face. Ugh, thought Michael as he decided he wanted none of this. I need to get my gun back. I don't have time for this. So Michael was then off trying to jump the fence again, but as he tried, bash, he felt a bottle shatter against his back that slowed him down a bit. Wow, these guys are... Bash, went another one just as he was about to go over the top. As the last impact knocked him off balance, as he fell down on the other side of the fence, Michael was now a little out of it. Bellowed out their war cry from their center as they all went into berserk mode, rushing to catch up to Michael. Michael, getting psyched now by their coming onslaught, jumped to his feet and started booking. He wasn't interested in playing with these guys at all since he knew they would by no means intended to play nice once they caught up to him. Michael was now booking fast, long, and hard, and now towards a fire escape leading up into a commercial building. I need to get in there and hide then, damn. How am I going to find that kid and my gun after all this? Thought Michael, feeling himself dragged into this scene when he really belonged in another. I should have been in 1999 by now. That building is still going to be blown up anytime soon now that Mr. Dorian has the codes. And if the riots ain't bad enough now, they're bound to get worse once that building goes up. Michael then turned his head to take a look at what he was dealing with. Blah! Went the whole bulk of them, with nothing but mouths open all the way, showing all their teeth, all of them. Shit, I'm fucked if they catch up to me. Since they literally were hundreds of them, all masked up and rushing at him, looking like one giant body of men. One body with hundreds of arms, hundreds of legs, and thousands of teeth. Michael then jumped high, really pulling a feat that could put a smile on Bruce Lee's face, and caught the ladder. And as he started trying to make his way up, went skitty as he jumped up and caught Michael's leg and started jerking his weight down to try and pull him down. Kept going skitty. Went another Costco as he jumped up and caught Skitty and started helping him try and jerk Michael down. Michael then continued to climb up, even with the two pulling at him, so as to put some space between them and the rest of the cockskulls and monkey fuckers. Also started trashing about like crazy to get the two to break their hold on him. But then the rest of the bunch grabbed a hold of Skitty's leg and also tried to put some weight and pressure. And now this was becoming too much. Michael was a strong guy, but then the muscles in his arms were already being stressed to the max, trying desperately to hold on. Whoa, it's as if they're trying to drag me down to the pits of hell and shit. Michael now started kicking and kneeing the two holding on with his one free leg and got the one unnamed mook hard and had him fall back into the bunch, knocking most of them down. But Skitty still had a good grip. Shut up, Skitty, shut up. The fuck do you guys even want with me, huh? I didn't do nothing. Not like I shot that one butt of yours there. What the fuck do you scumbags want? But then Michael looked into Skitty's eyes and got a hint as to what that was. And then saw Skitty's tongue that was split in the middle and forked like a serpent's, and watching the two split up parts flail about together looking like two pissed off boa constrictors having some angry makeup sex with each other. Michael now got the idea. Went Michael as he kneed Skitty in the jaw and so hard the scumbag bit off his own tongue. As the two parts fell to the ground and continued with what they were doing independently. I knew it. These fuckers are mutants, really. Skitty then tried to climb high as the three of his buds tried again, grabbing a hold of his leg to tug Michael and Skitty both down off the ladder they were hanging off of. And as Skitty got up to where he could do some serious damage, he did, and started biting Michael's hip and started trashing his face around to tear a piece off. Ah, you piece of shit! Michael then really let him have it as he dropped some serious elbow and really thumped his skull in, leaving a bit of a dent that really staggered the cockfucker. Cockfucker, huh? And he dropped now. Michael was now climbing all the way as he got to the first level and up to a window leading in. Michael then bashed that window as bash went a bunch of beer bottles and other forms of glass as they flew at Michael and broke up around him. Bash! And one across the left side of his temple that cut deep and nearly KO'd him. They all continued to scream. Whoa! Some of them were now trying to make the same feat Michael had and try to jump high and catch the ladders themselves. But none of them could do it. The first grip was set too high for most to reach. Can't catch me now. But then they started doing that human ladder thing, and they now could. Michael then went in and found himself in a cubicle setting. Now that Michael was in, his next move was to get out on the other end. So Michael started dashing, trying to put as much distance between him and all his pursuers. And dashing forward, he reached some stairs leading up and down. Fuck that, no more rooftop skirmishes, thought Michael as he went down and out of a door, and now found himself in a merry-go-round clothing store. I think I was here a week ago shoplifting. Wait, yes I was. Stole a pair of Z Cavarici pants that I only wore for one day, then I threw the ugly things away. Wait, was it here that I stole that pair from, or that King chess store? There were no lights. The area inside seemed big and open, full of merchandise. Seemed that way, but Michael could barely tell since his eyes hadn't yet adjusted to the level of darkness around. The things at least be barely visible. Shit, where do I go? But looking towards one far end, he saw a large window streaming in some illumination in the color of blue steel. Michael was now making his way towards them. Ouch! while bumping into all the merchandise in between. Went the army of Magneto's rejects from above. Hey, what was that? Went the disembodied voice. What the? Michael then stopped moving forward as he realized he wasn't alone down here. And there were others around him. Did you hear screaming? Yeah, I did. What was that? Sounded like, yeah. There it is again. Michael now started seeing a stream of flashlights turn on, at least a couple of them, all moving, positioning, repositioning a couple of aisles near to where Michael was heading towards. Ah, great looters. Michael then saw one of them up front. It was one of the neon suedes. One that Michael knew. Sweaty face Rico Escobar. Funny thing about him, he's so young looking like he do back at Boys Town, but the fucker is older than I am. He's at least 40 and probably has 40 kids with 40 different women, but you wouldn't be able to tell since he looks like he belongs to the Puerto Rican version of the Breakfast Club. Brat Pack looking mother, even though almost old enough to be part of the Rat Pack, really. Young looking fucker, just young. And looky here, he's not wearing that Z Cavarici crap that he's stolen, and still got the tags on them. A pastel green tank top with some black and white checker pants. Stylin'. End of sarcasm. Hey, what the? Is that you, Michael? Said another one stepping up, named Chad Escobar, Rico's brother. Fui, went Chad then with a whistle, calling for more to step up. One of them was a mean-looking, stiff-upper-lipped Slater who was posing around with a one-handed Louisville slugger over his right shoulder. Hey, check out this blast from the past. Fucking Michael Connelly, joked Rico. You shit me, he's in prison. Not anymore, I guess. Hey, whatever happened to that outfit you used to run with back in the 70s? Those Shamrock whatevers, joked another. Michael, didn't have time for this. What you doing here in the dark? But Michael wasn't listening anymore, for he was planning on simply walking out on them, slipping out before the coxcomb had a chance to reach them. They're probably a bit lost upstairs looking for me, but it's a matter of time before they show up. Hey, I'm talking to you, bozo, said Rico. Hey, I don't care. I'm just passing by, not here to start any beefs with you guys. And that now got everyone's attention, considering how much louder and closer it was. What was that? Who's upstairs? That there's the coxskulls, answered Michael, hoping that would get him out of the spotlight. Coxskulls? Those crazy bunch shit. Where are they? Michael then tried again to slip past. Hey, did you bring them in here? Asked Chad, looking worrisome. This is our job. You trying to mess with us? I ain't trying to do squat. I'm out of here, said Michael as he tried one more time. But this time, that one Slater character, the one with the bat and judgmental stare, then grabbed Michael by the arm and tried to yank him around. Hey, we ain't done with you. But Michael then yanked loose. Hey, cut me some slack, Jack. We ain't got no beef, so I'm out of here. Oh no? Asked Slater, and in a way that had all the hairs on the back of Michael's neck stand on end. From his tone, he sounded like he had something for him, a real juicy bit to share. Michael now turned around. He had to, since Mike was at least a little curious now to see what that was. What? Asked Michael as he took a big gulp, dreading what he was about to hear. You, said Slater simply as his eyes filled up with color, the color red. Me what? My sister, Angelica. And now Michael's eyes began filling up with the color yellow. Oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me. I don't got time for this. Wait, your sister little Angie? Asked Rico in shock. Yeah, Rico. This guy here? Asked Rico again. Yeah, that's right. This guy right here. And the Slater character was now pointing with his slugger straight at Mike. 3 months ago, she was with some dude that took her virginity and vanished like a fart in the wind, explained Slater. You think so? Asked Rico. I know so. She told me. The fool that did her like that was some really curly-haired guy with green eyes that had a tattoo of a vampire chick stabbing herself in the chest. Everyone in Michael now looked at his wife-beater that had that image. Shit. Also a tattoo of a shamrock on his shoulder that was dripping in blood. Double shit. It was now pretty obvious the person that did the nasty with Slater's little sister was him, but, well, whatever. I ain't the only one that had a shamrock tattoo since I ain't the only one that used to be part of the Bloody Shamrocks, explained Michael. And that? Asked Slater, pointing at the image with the slugger. This? What about it? A bunch of us had gotten a tattoo of Vampirella here, too, back in the day. Remember Jackie Boy? he had the same, explained Michael, continuing with the lie. But when Slater, looking distressingly, "But what?" asked Michael as he tried to break off and leave again. "Angie's pregnant." And now, this all had turned into an episode of Young and the Restless. This was now some soap opera shit that Michael couldn't believe he was hearing. Everyone's eyes blew up now. Everyone's, as the plot thickened, as they all gasped as dun dun dun, as "Get the fuck out of here, this is not happening, hell no," thought Michael as he turned around and started leaving. "Don't you fucking..." And Michael then ducked, for he could just feel it coming Slater's back as he tried to swing in and connect with the back of Michael's head, but didn't. Get him! Michael was now running, being chased by Slater, Chad, Rico Suave, and the rest of the funky bunch. At least 5 other guys, but they weren't the bunch Michael was seriously worried about right now. And then, "Found you," explained Skitty, the cockskull, as he finally reached the commercial floor and turned the lights on. "Hey, shit, the cockskulls," exclaimed Slater, Chad, and Rico as they turned around and saw the bunch. But once again, not Michael's scene, none of it was, neither did he want it to be. Not even going to comment about that Angie matter, not a word. Michael then grabbed the female mannequin and tossed the bitch out the front window. Of all the lousy fucking luck I've been having, she better not turn into Kim Cattrall now, covered in shards of glass and blood. And she didn't, but she did set off the alarm. Michael was now on the street, still running, but now not so sure if he should. Looking back quickly, he found that the cockskulls had redirected their onslaught onto the neon suedes. As the two groups began waging it out, 8 of the suedes taking on at least over 80 cockskulls, mostly by chucking store items at them to push them back.